Cheers! Welcome to my channel. This is a collective or general reading for tattletales from Tales from the Vector. So just be aware that the entire reading may or may not resonate with you. I've already shuffled cards, but I just want to give them another cut here. A little shuffle. I want to say thank you for the likes and comments, shares. I really do appreciate and the subscribes. I really appreciate it as it's helping me to build my channel. I'm going to take the card off the bottom here to see what the underlying energy for this reading is going to be, and that is the Eight of Wands. Whoops, upside down. I don't take upside down cards. Because I like to read them in context with the interplay of the other cards. And so the Eight of Wands is, it's a really good card to start a reading off with, or for the underlying energy. It is saying that there's a lot of action happening, a lot of action happening and a lot of action about to happen. And because the universe loves action. So these Eight of Wands, this is very much Sagittarian energy. The wands are fire, and these wands have been launched and they're about to either reach their goal or they've just been launched and they're, on their way to their goal. So either way, it's a pretty strong card to begin a reading with. Whoops, I've got my deck upside down here, I think. Yes, I do. Just going to double check that is in where it needs to be so that you will be able to see the entire reading. And so we're starting off with action and movement towards the King of Pentacles, which is a good start again. The King of Pentacles is he's the king that kind of is in charge of the dollar in the minor arcana, and he is sitting on his throne and he's holding the pentacle in his lap. Now, pentacles don't just mean money. Pentacles also mean like health, wealth, your desires. Having said that, there is a focus on the 3D world and bringing that energy of whatever the action is happening, that it's going to be with the King of Pentacles. And I would say the King of Pentacles is the most steadfast, stable king in the minor arcana. And then we have the Queen of Swords. So the Queen of Swords she's got her in her right hand, she's got the sword. It's a double-edged sword, and which it's about intellect and the mind. And she's got her left hand raised, which is indicating that she's willing to receive. She's sitting, this is Stella, my little cat, has decided she's going to put her 2 cents in for this reading. Thank you, Stella. Go away now. She says she's insulted. And okay, you can stay, just be quiet, please. So the Queen of Swords has her head above the clouds. She's really, she's clear on what she wants and what she doesn't want. She's the one, she'll cut through the bullshit. So she's not going to tolerate people coming around her and, not knowing what they want and trying to get something out of her that she's not willing to give. That's the energy coming up. And so the King and Queen of Pentacles the Queen represents the feminine energy and the King represents the masculine energy. But she could be a male and he could be a female in his masculine energy and in the feminine energy. So, and this also could be one person with both these qualities. So just take it how it resonates with you. And then we have rowing off to calmer waters with God. This is the sword energy is, there's all this rough water here, and then there's this calm water here. And the thing is, for this boat to move, he has to use that pole. And so that pole, he has to dig deep, to be able to move it. And this card quite often means you have to dig deep to get to the bottom of what it is you want to know. And you know, the swords are like prominently in the front there. So they are like saying definitely that this is about some mental aspect. It could be moving off to calmer shores in your mind, or it could actually be moving, like, or making a decision where you're going in a different way. And we do have the movement here. So the conception can also be the beginning of like a move, or like on the physical level also. And now we also have the King of Cups. So the King of Cups is the most likely to be about romance, but it can also be about being and whoing you love to be or do. He's the most emotionally available of all the kings. He's, you know, and he has, if you notice here, he has his right foot forward, and he is ready to take action with that cup. Like he's kind of leaning into it a bit. And as I said, he's the most emotionally available, which makes him a good choice for romance. And the King of Pentacles is more like a very, very steady and able to, like someone that you can really rely on, that you can have, you know, that you can trust. And then we have the Fulfillment card. So this card is basically the marriage card of the tarot. So it's, I mean, we've got two kings and one queen here, and someone moving off to other shores. So we'll see what this is about. This bottom row is what you need to be able to move forward. Like this is your basic requirements, and in the situation that's happening. So I'm getting what's needed here is some movement for sure. And it's starting off in a new way, because you'll notice like she doesn't have any baggage. She has a child with her, but she doesn't have any luggage whatsoever. And this card indicates on a spiritual level. This card quite often also says, don't sell yourself short. All you have to do, this is like representing also the 1111 or 111 portal, where you have to go inside. You have to make the choice. Okay, I'm going to go through the portal, and I'm going to have this change in my life, and it's going to be really awesome. And then the devil comes along to wreck it. So the devil is temptation. And, the devil is actually there as a reality check in many ways. And being that it's temptation, and you see these two people are chained to the black box here, and he's really haunched on that black box, and that's showing animal instincts. So the devil quite often does not show up. Like he's not going to show up and be like, "Oh, I'm going to hand you a bunch of horrible things, and you just follow me, and then things will be better." He studies and recognizes, okay, what do these people want, and then he makes that promise. But you have to sell your soul. So whenever the devil comes up in a reading, I always cover it, because you're not going to get the truth from the devil. There's no way you're going to get the truth. And he either sends in a minion or to do his dirty work for him, or God sends someone in to protect. And I feel like because the high priestess is here, she's like, nope, they're going through the portal. This is the choice. She's sitting on her throne here, and she's very, very closely attuned to God's will, and she uses very, very highly intuitive. She follows the cycles of the moon, and we'll see where that's heading. So I think we're coming across some moon here soon, but I'm not 100% sure. I was going to check into that. I was a little bit busy today. So this card of celebration is like, a lot of people read this as a real beautiful celebration, But this is following the devil and saying use your intuition. And what I don't like about this card is there's three people, but they're not looking at each other when they toast. And in European countries, if you don't look at someone when you toast with them, that causes 7 years bad luck in your romance, in your love life. So following just the fact that we've got a marriage, you know, like the fulfillment or marriage. And I should just also say that this card does not necessarily mean that it has to be marriage. It could be like a contract for a business that you've been wanting to do, or, you know, something like that. Something you love to do. Generally, though, it does, and especially because it's following the King of Cups, you know, it quite often is romance. So this is basically, this bottom row is basically saying make a move, but make sure that you are using your intuition. And if you're collaborating with people, make sure that the people you're collaborating with have your best interests in heart, or at least that they are wanting to work with you, you know, and in the direction that you want to go. This card is all about trajectory and direction. Yeah, because otherwise I'm getting, because this card has been coming up a lot just because of the way the fluctuations in the energy in the universe are right now. This card, it can be a never-ending nightmare. Repetition of a negative cycle over and over and over again, or it can be a revelation in like the wee hours of the morning, you know, waking up and having had a dream, and this person's trying to remember it. And what I love about this card is that the quilt has a lot of cosmic symbols on it, which is an indication that the universe has you covered. In this case, just because it could be it could still be something that's continuing. It's interesting, like, because it's, you know, like the wands are horizontal and they almost look like steps. So we'll have to look into this a little bit more. This is what you need for your basic ability to move forward. And this is the obstacles that you will encounter and what you need to do to manifest this shift into moving into a better way. Yes, Stella, we hear you, honey. The Emperor is now stepping in. The Emperor is all about performance. And the Emperor is right on this marriage card. And also covering the devil with the High Priestess. So this is, the Emperor is all four kings rolled into one, which is making me begin to think that these two kings might just be qualities that one person has, and it could also include the Queen of Swords has come to a place in their life where they're not willing to put up with bullshit, and they have done some reflection on that and are only willing to work with people that are going to bring these 8 wands into conception. So the Emperor is all four kings rolled into one. He's you know, on a very powerful symbol for both the spiritual world and the 3D world. And he is, you know, he's got his scepter in his right hand, and the Emperor is always wearing armor under his cloak and ready to take action if need be. And there we have the Nine of Pentacles. Yeah, so I really feel that right now what this is saying is for any of you out there that are in a position where you're planning to make a move, that could be like romantic, like marriage or a partner or whatever, or it could be a business or just actually moving to another place, that what you want to do is make sure that you're using your intuition and that the people that you're collaborating with have your best interests to move forward, you know, in a strong way, and knowing how much to pay for any services that you may need to get this going, and how much, you know, this card is the 369 that Nikola Tesla talks about. She's got 3 coins in the bush that she is willing to share. And these 6 coins that she's got her hand on, she's keeping those to continue. It could be to move her business forward or for her household renovations, whatever. And she has been using her intuition. That's what the falcon represents, because she sends it off to fly over the land to be able to come back with messages for her. And so that is saying the obstacle is making sure the people that you work with have your best interests. Yeah, right there we have it. So this card is right on rowing off to calmer shores with the King of Cups, making sure with this energy. So it really feels like it definitely is something either that you love to do or be, or it could be romantic because the marriage card is right here. And these 10 swords are warning. This is a warning because this is an end of a cycle. So the end of the cycle has ended, but if you fall into old habits of how you used to do things, you may find that you end up back in this position again. And so when a cycle has ended, you want to be able to move forward into calmer waters. Yeah, and that energy. So I'm just getting with this card right here. This can be read as like a thief running off with these swords, or about innovation. And I feel like this is a card saying, you know, be innovative in the way that you do things now. Again, it's just saying do not do things in the same old way with the same old people that you were doing it with before. Move forward out of the past, and don't like broadcast what you're doing. Do it and then let people know. Yeah, so that you can have a strong foundation. The 4, this card has been coming up quite a bit also in my readings lately, because what it is saying, there's a lot of new happening for a lot of people right now on the planet, because just the way the planet is right now. You know, if you look at the news, there's always some crazy thing happening that you were like, what? But this card is basically saying that you want to have, for a strong foundation, that this person, like if you are very careful to, you know, use your intuition and move forward in a new way, and make sure, this is also saying if you're signing any contracts, cross your T's, dot your I's, and, you know, make sure that you read it over, especially right now, because we're going into, I think it's today or tomorrow, Mercury will be going retrograde. And this is famously poor communication that happens. And that can be in the form of contracts. It can be in the form of computer equipment, etc., communication between people. That's why it's saying, if you're going to do anything new at this time, be really diligent about reading the fine print and make sure that there's a strong foundation here for it to be able to move forward. Like really do your research is basically what this is saying. Or you could be left out in the cold. That's because your heart's desires is this next row. So this is what you need, and then moving into, okay, what are the obstacles? And I'm getting the obstacles are dealing with this retrograde energy in a way. And just also, a lot of times, even if something was really shifty, we are comfortable with it because we've always done it that way. And so it's really easy to fall into those old habits of, oh, I'll just do this part the way I always have done it because it's easier. And that is really not a good idea right now. It's really important to do your research, move forward in a new way, or you could be left out in the cold. Yeah, and your heart's desires, I'm just getting, this is like also saying your heart's desires could be taken away from you, stolen away. Like you could end up repeating a cycle that you just worked hard to move out of. And especially with this devil energy here. So it's saying this is totally possible, but make sure, do your research, speak to people that know what they're doing, and then make sure that you're also using your intuition to make any decisions at this time. And then, yeah, the world is in his hands, basically. And he's standing on the top of his castle here. And he's got his one hand on this wand, and he's got this wand planted. So I'm getting that this is definitely something that of moving forward in a new way of life, which marriage would be. Or also it could be like an entrepreneur who has planted, has the pentacles, because it's sitting right on the 9 of Pentacles, that he's got that planted, he's done very well, because he can only, it only goes up to 10 pentacles, and he wants to expand his horizons. Having said that, you want to make sure that in this energy right now that you're aware of what's going on. Yes, and justice is here. So justice is sitting right on the Emperor and the 9 of Coins. It's saying that for you to, justice is actually basically karma, redemption from karma. It's about not repeating the same old cycles again. She's sitting in between the throne, between these 2 columns, which also, you notice that it's right on here. And it's saying that if you want justice, and he's in between 2 columns, if you notice that here. So it's saying that if you want to move forward and have this outcome, like this much more peaceful life, and have this land, then you need to really move forward in, again, this different way. Learn from your mistakes is what it's saying, and learn from others. Yes, and then we have the Wheel of Fortune. Whoops, we've got it up, but I'm not taking it upside down. That's just me. So the Wheel of Fortune is sitting between the Emperor and on justice, and also leaving this energy behind is what I'm getting. And then we have the Hermit. So this period of time of moving forward for calmer waters, maybe there was a lot of prayer, whatever, meditation about, okay, this is what I want to do, and putting the thought into it. And now deciding, okay, I'm going to go after my heart's desires. There's still, I'm just getting, again, it's got to do with timing, that these are, the words that are coming up are dangerous times for if you're not aware intellectually and have this attitude that the Queen has, where the Queen of Swords, where she's not going to put up with any bullshit, come in straight or don't come in at all. Because the enlightenment from the Hermit has climbed up into the mountain, and you see how like there's snow here in this card, and then there's snow here also. So instead of being left out in the cold, or it could be for some, it just depends on your situation, that you did kind of backtrack a little bit, and now it's saying, okay, you're getting another chance. And so the lantern represents the enlightenment that you receive when you go up to the mountain and you commune with God, and you decide, okay, which route should I take? Use your intuition. Don't collaborate with people that perhaps have let you down in the past. Don't give them another chance. Move forward with new people in a new way, so that the Wheel of Fortune can turn in your way. Wow, and then we have the 3 of Wands. And so you notice here, he's contemplating, moving forward, and here he's past those 2 wands, and now he's still got his hand on this one. So that's really good. That's talking about having moved through this portal. And he's on, so now these wands are further on their way. That's a really good card to see there. And this is all about heart's desires. So once again, Wands are about action, but this can be the action of maybe asking someone to marry you, or accepting a proposal, or a business proposal that's going to allow you to do what you love to do. Because you have mastery over your skill set. And this card's been coming up a lot lately, because sometimes people say, oh, you know, nothing good ever happens, but if you keep repeating the same way of doing things that haven't been successful in the past, then you're going to end up with similar result. And this is saying, instead of like trying to go for like that's that devil energy, is just like, oh, maybe there's an easier way and I don't have to work for it and I don't have to do this and that, and I can just get it by doing it this way and cheat a little or whatever. This card is saying, master your skill set, because the more you know, the more information that you gather about what this project is, or the marriage, or getting to know someone that you are going to get into a serious relationship with, the more that you master that skill set, and you take mastery over your mind, and use your intuition at the same time, so that you can really be authentically in your heart's desires. And then the Star comes in, and this card has been coming up a lot too. This is Aquarius energy, and we moved into the age of Aquarius out of Pisces back in 2020-ish. And basically, this was like, the Pisces energy is the old boys club, and the Aquarius energy is all about technology. That's all this AI that's out now. Aquarius is about observing and experimenting and doing things differently, and trying new ways to do things, and not just doing things the same old way. And basically, it's also saying that she's got her one foot dipped in the water, so she's willing to go out into the universe and gather new information, and then take that and pour it onto the earth. And she's got one foot grounded on the earth. And she's also has her knee on the earth. And that your knees in body language actually represent your ability to be able to support yourself. And that includes financially. So that's kind of saying like you have to rely on yourself right now. And you have to be like pour that energy into your projects. You can't just expect them to happen willy-nilly. Willy-nilly. I haven't said that in a long time. I don't know. That's funny. So the Empress is out now with the Emperor, and we had that a few readings ago. I love you. This is really powerful energy again. Like this is the Emperor and the Empress together are like 1 + 1 = infinity. The Empress has all 4 qualities of all the queens rolled up into one. And so basically, I feel like what this is saying is perhaps she was all 3 queens except for the Queen of Swords. And now she's learned, cut out the bullshit, And you'll see all this wheat that's growing at her feet, and she's relaxed back in her throne. This is also a card of conception. And she's all about pregnancy. So she can be pregnant, an actual physical pregnancy, or she can be pregnant with possibilities. Having said that, we've got the marriage card here. We've got the conception card here. And we have like another wand added to the 2 here, once you make this move. So if you're not wanting to get pregnant right now, take action. Make sure that you protect yourself. There we go. This card is a card of reflection. It's about putting the swords down, allowing yourself to fall back into and rest. Actually, there's the writing on this stained glass window is Pax, and that stands for peace. And so this is about this is really about wanting this peace in life, very similar to the reading I did the other day. So it's just saying, I'm just getting that right now in this time that we're in right now in the energy, because of the astrological influences, and because part of it is that the energy is like so ready for new, and also being able to really be in that experimental energy of, okay, I'm willing to do things differently to get a better result. That you can, it's almost like it's the universe is saying, you know, really step through this portal and let go of fear and allow yourself to be really innovative. And that's why I really feel that this card is talking about innovation here. Allow yourself to move forward in a new way with different people. And it might even be like a new career. It could be like, if you've been thinking about that, now is a really, really good time to do it. And we've got the King of Swords. Isn't that interesting? Because right after we were talking about the Queen of Swords. So perhaps both of them needed to cut some bullshit out of their life. And what's interesting also about that is on the Swords cards, there's these little birds in the background, and the King of Swords now has 2 and the Queen has 1. So I feel like the King of Swords and the Queen of Swords have gotten together. And interestingly, when the King of Swords and the Queen of Swords get together, they're most likely of all the couples of king and queen coming out together to be a divorced couple or separated. So it could be that they both are leaving relationships that they've been in, and now they're getting together, and they're maybe going to get married, or maybe someone's pregnant. So just whatever your situation is, there's a lot of new here. Yeah, and this is the Knight of Swords. So the Knight of Swords is fast movement, which is also what the Wheel of Fortune and the 10 of Swords here are both saying end of cycle and new one beginning. And the Knight of Swords is rushing in with the information on how to move forward and do that. And he's really, sometimes this card indicates maybe, in this case, I feel like it's indicating that maybe you don't know 100% how to move forward in this way, but you have done the research as much as you can. You've used your intuition, and you're ready to make a move now, and you're ready to make it now. And then the Sun comes out. Yay! Yay for the Sun coming out. The Sun is the happiest card in the deck. So whatever the Sun is sitting on, it shines its light and information on the other cards, and it also shines happiness. This is God, so this is about, yes, you've done your work, and this is this fulfillment that you're looking for is a real strong possibility now. It's already been done. It's conceived. You've done the work. You didn't lollygaggle around. I don't know where I'm using lollygaggle. So you didn't just hang around doing nothing, and you did what you were advised to do. And now you're going to have a very sunny outcome. And look there's a baby on the new pony there. Interesting. So once again, if you don't want to get pregnant, make sure you look after that. We've got the King of Swords at the top, or sorry, the Page of Swords at the top. So the Page of Swords, you notice that the Page of Swords has a flock of little birds flying there. So yeah, you might really want to. This could even be a couple that has been wanting to have a family and not being able to get pregnant, and now that possibility is here. And quite often, if you use other than natural methods to get pregnant, that you can end up having more than one baby. I don't know, I'm just getting kind of an energy like that. Page of Swords is not even looking at the sword, which shows again innovation. So that could be something that this is speaking of, is being able to find a way to become pregnant if you've been challenged and not been able to. Every child, even if they're not expected, is a gift, right? So the energy here, I'm just going to read it from the bottom here, the past, and then at the top here and moving back down. We have the King of Pentacles, someone that's really stable, you know, financially. And this being left out in the cold, even though it's got the pentacles there, it can sometimes be saying that they have the money, but they, you know, and they really focused on that, but now it's not making them happy. Like they want more, which is the sun, you know, the star coming in. And then the Empress shows up, pregnant with possibilities, and this baby on the pony with the sun. And the page is all about innovation. The Page of Swords is all about innovation, being willing to, you know, move with your new ideas, and also a very exuberant, very optimistic attitude. And this is like, okay, let's do it. Let's go for it. The King of Swords is sitting on the throne. So really wanting to bring this in a different way. Not dealing with the same old, and being able to like go after fortune, hit a different type of fortune is what's coming up. Yeah, and just getting out of this. This to me is more like ho-hum, every day, you know, tired of the same old, and then being able to actually really celebrate with people that really are happy for you and that you also enjoy, that bring, you know, more benefit to your life. And so I'm going to clarify these with my oracle now. And the oracle is Tales from the Vector. And I began it in 2007, 64 paintings, and some of them really big dragon paintings from the Intergalactic Federation of Light. I've had a lot of fun doing it. I brought this out for about 4 years, working with the cards at fairs and seminars, etc., all over the place. And now I have all the paintings done since 2020. And I'm working on the internet now with you guys to get a really good idea of what each of these cards is about, because I don't want to write the manual twice. So the very first card I'm going to bring out to clarify is to clarify the underlying energy. And we've got the Magician. So that's awesome. That's an energetic upgrade. That's in the oracle, it's a beautiful golden background with a really sparkly dragonfly who's swirling the waters. You know how they say, like, if you have, with a lily in it, that the lily comes from the mud. You stir the mud and the magic rises to the top. So this is really awesome. This is like speaking of this really awesome fulfillment. And we have anger. That's a karmic space that we can fall into. It's the gift that keeps on giving. Anger is something that's passed on from one generation to the other. And anger, there's anger just for the sake of anger, or because you learned how to be angry, or you have real good reason to be angry, which is righteous anger. So righteous anger is a thing, and what's really sticking out is this pentacle here, and that's like close to the heart here above. So I'm just letting go of any anger around what's happened in the past, and just making a conscious effort of doing that, just so that you can just really let go and enjoy. Yeah, and I'm getting that the Queen of Swords quite often. There's usually a lot of gossip about, if there's going to be gossip, it's going to be about the Queen of Swords or the Queen of Wands, basically. But the Queen of Swords, she doesn't participate in gossip, but quite often people gossip about her because she's quite cold. She's gotten, of all the queens, she's like seemed to be the coldest, but it's just because she's not, she's been there, done that, bought the t-shirt, not willing to put up with any more bullshit. She's been through enough times where she's kind of gone against what she felt like was the right thing to do because she wanted to, you know, please others, whatever. And she's now just like very clear, head above the clouds. She would rather stand on her own than be or do something she's not. And the jealousy could come in because this is an emperor and an empress, like just living the good life, right? And the people, and especially if that wasn't the way at all, no one else in the family or none of the friends, no one's used to that. Like that's not been a thing. That's what I'm getting. It's not been a thing like for the people around them or even themselves. It's like a real shift in energy. That's what an energetic upgrade's about, though. And look at, we have the Emperor, the performance, coming back in again, confirming the Emperor here, letting go of the anger. And yeah, if it makes other people jealous, too bad. Whatever. That's okay. A lot of times this speaks about sibling rivalry also. And, you know, moving off, this is moving off to calmer shores with God. And I'm getting that this Emperor, sometimes the Emperor isn't like the most, you know, most romantic or whatever, but I feel like this Emperor is, what's missing in this Emperor's life, it was the cup of love and the fulfillment from that. And look at that, we have justice. We've got the 1111 portal being reconfirmed. Right between these two, justice, the 1111, 11. Yeah, so this is about clearing karma, redemption from karma, and that goes all the way up and down the family line. So that's a really good energy for everybody. And falling star, the heart chakra, unfettered. So falling star basically says that the only difference between falling and failing in love is a matter of I. You have to love yourself first before you can have what you want. And look, we've got the 1 here too, because the Magician is the first card. And the journey then is full of anticipation, foolhardy. It means that you're in alignment with your God-given plan. Wow, this is really, really cool. This is a good reading. Oh, and the Chariot's here. So the Chariot is on top of the Wheel of Fortune. The Chariot is again saying it's going to happen. It's the power of spin. It's already spinning. This has been conceived. It's already in the works. And then we've got the Hermit. So the Hermit is about safe travels. That's going up to the mountain and conferring with God to see, okay, what steps should I take? Making sure that you use your intuition and use it. The High Priestess is very like highly ascended, like right next to the throne with God. So the path that this Chariot is also representing, that the Wheel of Fortune, it's spinning into the path that was your destiny, that what you really came here for. So that's a really awesome card also. And then we've got the Virgo energy, which is talking about that Mercury, right there. When Mercury goes retrograde, communication can really fail quite easily. And it's just saying beware of being overly critical with people and not being analytical enough in your decision making. And then, yeah, Sagittarius is saying that we're going on an adventure here. And it's an adventure of expansion, ready to move forward. And I mean, when you move into, like, it's one thing to become an emperor or empress and embody that energy, but for the emperor and empress to get together, then wow, like then you've got You've got like the masculine energy is, you know, electric. It makes action happen. And the Empress energy is magnetic. So she's a generator. She manifests, and she's, you know, just, she does it with ease and effortlessness. So when the two of them get together, sparks fly and shift happens. And then right bang, right there, we've got like on the star, it's time to shine. The Earth Star is all about manifestation and your ability to manifest. And this is sacral chakra energy. Once again, this pregnancy energy is really coming in. And we have Scorpio about uniting. Scorpio energy is the sexual gladiator, sorry, of all the zodiac signs. And this is about elevating versus conquering. This is about choosing to rise above rather than get down in the pits, you know. And also having that, like right next to the Earth star like this, being able, you know, and above the heart's desires, being able to use that energy to really be able to produce. That's what the Emperor does. And then we have the Leo energy. Yeah, the teenage boys. So think of a young male teenager, that energy. I'm getting this is a very, if this is a relationship, it's a very passionate one. It's going to be like very passionate. And then on top of the rushing in energy is dissension, which is a tactic that many people have been taught to use, governments use, it's businesses use, like it's within each and every one of us to be able to use tactics like this. And basically it's coming back to this jealousy with friends like this who needs enemies. So your chances of being injured by a shark in the water are quite slim. The odds are that won't happen to you. Having said that, if you're swimming with human sharks, that's what this energy is saying. Like, make sure if you're collaborating, that you're collaborating with people that also have your best interests. Yeah, you don't want to be blind spot. You don't want to have a blind spot around that. I'm just getting, if there's people like, say, your family has always had a certain accountant and everybody trusts this accountant and everything, but you're thinking, I would rather go with a different financial advisor or something. Go with the new is what's coming up, like break old patterns that no longer are going to work for you. And then the final, okay, so worldly desires and unworldly and otherworldly desires. This card is basic. This is a karmic space we can also fall into. And I'm just getting down here with the pentacles and this wanting to move forward in a different way. Is a lot of times people find this out, like they really want something and they even work really hard for it, and then they achieve their goals. And then it just feels kind of empty, anticlimax, because they realize, oh, well, that's not really what I want anymore now. Or I gave up all this, I didn't get in a relationship or have children yet because I've been so busy chasing the coin. And, I haven't chased the coin at all because I've just been so spiritual that I haven't, worked towards the things that I need to be able to really get what I want. So this is basically confirming that we want to be able to do things in a different way with our authentic desires from our heart. And those, from the time when we're younger and we first get out of school and we get into a new career or whatever, we could achieve our goal and be really successful, and then just realize, oh, I want to try something else. I want to do something differently. And that's what this energy is saying. Give yourself permission to do that and have fun, because this is like a really, really powerful reading and really nice to see. I really enjoyed this reading. I hope you've also enjoyed it. If you have, please do hit that like button and consider subscribing if you are actually resonating. And I will have another reading for us tomorrow. Bye for now.